Oh, that's you.
It's not me. We are having technical difficulties because Tiffany was not prepared for the live stream tonight.
Oh my gosh, I think I just said a little bit of a cuss word.
Michelle, we did not forget the wine.
What? Okay, I have a bone to pick. This is my bone to pick. I like my coffee.
Insert dirty joke.
I like my coffee hot and I like my wine cold. So I rush to the fridge to grab a glass of wine, and there's no wine in the fridge once again because Ryan likes to finish the last glass of wine and then not walk his butt over to the wine thing and put a new bottle in the fridge. So now I'm drinking warm, sweet wine. And I'm upset with that. And then
First world problems, huh, people?
I get my glass of wine. I sit down. I put my glass of wine here. I come in, and who's drinking my wine? This guy. Like, get your own. So
what's up, guys? I am excited. Carlos, this is like...
Yes, cold
It's more
wine.
of a sweet... It's more of a sweet wine. Like, listen, bro. I can't handle that dry stuff, dude. I don't know why anybody made that stuff and thought, like, this tastes good.
We are sissies, so...
I wouldn't call myself a sissy. I just think dry wine is gross.
Okay, so our wine holder holds 10 bottles of wine, and all of them are like sweet wine, and all of them are,
Tiffany,
you
gotta
under $5 a bottle. It's like oak leaf.
Our wine cellar. Our wine cellar only holds 10 bottles of wine. Like, you don't tell people it's a cabinet.
No, I just buy only sweet wine. So, yeah. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Warm wine, cold coffee, dogs and cats are falling from the sky now. Exactly, right?
Makes sense.
Good to see everybody on tonight. I'm super excited. Don't forget that we're giving away the Olight tonight that I opened up to take a picture, and now I can't get back closed, so
we're going to ship it to you all ghetto style.
No, I'll try to put it back together. It's a tight fit.
That's what she said.
Anyway, excited to see everybody here today. This is my first time, like, kind of almost out of the bedroom, I have to say. I crashed. What?
What did that mean? This is my first time out of the bedroom.
I crashed and burned today.
Yeah.
Like, I've just been working so much, and today I, like, hit a ceiling. I was sitting at my computer, and I was going, like... And then I thought to myself,
yeah, like,
it's probably good that you just go take yourself to bed and lay down for a little bit because you're twitching and you're not supposed to be.
I've had those times, like, it happens when I'm writing my book because it's like so long of trying to be focused that I'm on my computer and then I, like, all of a sudden realize I don't think I was typing anything.
Yeah, and you weren't thinking. You were just...
I think I was just staring at the screen for like 20 minutes.
That was me. I was staring at the screen, and I seriously was like kind of twitching. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to take myself and go lay down. So Ryan was like, I'm at the chiropractor. I need you to pick up Paisley. And I was like, yeah, I'm not moving very fast here. So he was so good to do that. And he even took, Katora, I don't know how to say it. That's why I didn't say it. But all the wines are Moscato. However you say that. Moscato. I type in Walmart. Yes. I am like riding high here. I type into my Walmart grocery delivery. I type in Moscato, and then I buy whatever is like under, $5 a bottle, which is only like 3 wines. Oak leaf and some other one. So this is how a wine connoisseur.
We are Walmart wine connoisseurs. Mm-hmm. We have not. We did when I worked for Culligan. We went to this big event that the
funniest thing ever
that the owner like put together, and he was like pumping us with really expensive bottles of wine. Like we were lit.
Yeah. And I looked over and I was like, because he's like 80, right? I'm like, wow, Dale. I'm like, I've never had wine like this before. I'm like, the most Ryan's ever bought me is oak leaf, and the whole table, because it's like $2.98 a bottle. The whole table just bust out laughing. So it was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
You kind of had to be there.
You kind of had to be there. Yes. Yes. Katora won the pepper spray on the women's group.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah,
I think we need to address something in the room real quick because I've seen it a couple times.
What?
Let's go, Brandon.
Well,
Let's go, Brandon.
So apparently, somebody sent me an email. I can't remember now, but there's a Let's Go Brandon t-shirts.
Oh, I know. And there's hats and stuff now. It's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? You know, our friend Will, who's in Qatar or has been in Qatar, but he's joined us every single live, right? At like 2 a.m, he gets up. So he just flew into Vegas last night to see his wife. He flew in, but he just sent me an email, said, I just arrived. Do you know that he's like only here for like 4 days, and then he has to go to training in somewhere like up north, okay? And then November 5th, I think it is, or the 8th, he goes back over.
Wow.
Like, he's only here for like a week. So I just wanted to mention that because, you know, we got holidays are coming and we forget that there's so many men and women overseas.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. That's a hard thing to do. Not
just overseas. Like, I was thinking, your poor wife, she only gets you home for a few days. I mean, I would like that. No, it sucks. So,
but remember, we were supposed to get married.
I know.
And 30 days before our wedding date, I want you ladies and guys to imagine this.
Yeah.
30 days before the wedding, I had to go on an emergency deployment to Kyrgyzstan. We tried to get me out of it, and my commander just said, reschedule the wedding.
Yeah. We had all the invitations set out and everything. So
that's when I realized, like, they don't care about my life. Like, I'm here to serve the mission, right?
Right. But so anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is, you know, with the holidays coming, don't forget to thank those men and women who are sacrificing and their families, right? Because that's a big deal for his wife that she, you know, he's been gone for this long and she only gets him for a few days. And let me finish my thought here.
I know, I can't read these comments. They're too funny.
So this is what I want, though, is that for everybody to also keep those families in your prayers, because it's very, very important that we support them.
It's a big deal, man. We forget, you know, there are people out there fighting and dying for our freedoms.
Yeah.
When we got, you know.
But not just fighting and dying. I mean, people are just over there working and stuff.
Serving, working.
But yeah, it's you know, it's a big thing, and we can't forget about it. You know, when certain things happen, we're super appreciative and we share that. But then when things are kind of quiet and they're just over there doing, you know, the basic.
Well, here's the thing. Like,
people forget.
When we had the gun store, we had this guy come in. I won't say his name, but he is does intelligence, and he came in. It was morning time. So listen. So we went home. We had dinner. We had family time. Like, everything was great, right? In the morning, this guy comes in, and we normally only saw him in the afternoons and evenings, but he came in. He like, you could see the sweat on his clothes. You could see the stress all over his face. He reeked of body odor, like way more than normal. So I said, hey man, like, you know, what's up? I don't normally see you here at 9 a.m. And he said, yeah, man, just long night. I was like, okay. And I said, like, what happened? And he said, we've been chasing this terrorist around Florida all night. And he just said, I just, you know, I'm just trying to calm down before I go and see my wife and see my kids. So, you know, it was a big reality check for me because we were at home sleeping. We were relaxing. We were doing our stuff. This dude was out here hopping on helicopters off, like doing some real, like, what was that name? Jack Bauer shit.
Right.
Right?
24.
24. It was crazy, man. So anyway.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Marcel. We appreciate you as always. Ting Ting says, Ryan, if you put a hook in Tiff's lip and throw her in the water, she could catch you a huge bluefin tuna or great white with those fishing lures on her ears. Listen, Ting Ting, I thought you and me was cool. I thought you were on my side here.
No, Ting Ting's on my side, it sounds like.
These are really cute. I'm totally digging them. They're so cute. Anyway.
Okay, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. If you got any questions for us, hit us up on tampacarry.com. We'd love to answer your questions. Probably. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Don't care.
Okay, you have some questions, though, so let's dive in and see what we have.
The St. Pete or Pinellas County Sheriff, they found, so a diver was swimming in Fort DeSoto. He found this gun, and the gun was actually tied and strapped down to a brick. What I find really funny, this is a really dumb criminal because that gun would have sunken anyway.
Right. But maybe the current would...
Do what? Keep it at the bottom of the ocean? Like, come on, man.
No, but wouldn't, like, I don't know, over time, maybe bring it to the, like, shore or the edge or something, or no?
I don't know. Again, it's still at the bottom of the ocean. So, I just found that.
So
what
how
else?
did they find it? Like, what
A
were
diver.
they diving for, though?
I don't know. Just probably hanging out,
Just for
diving,
random
like
stuff?
doing their normal, fun, cool guy stuff.
So did you hear, though, the super crazy, like, Brian Laundrie was found dead, right? But in the search for looking for him, they found 5 dead bodies.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Dead bodies laying all around? And that's just craziness.
It just goes to show that there's probably just a lot of dead bodies, a lot of people buried.
But they don't even know where to search.
Yeah, that they just don't even have a clue.
Because they just go missing, and then they just end up. But that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Like we take the kids and we go on these like hikes and we like go off. We always go off the trail, right? Because we want to like crawl through the bush. And Ryan's got his knife and he's like hitting the things.
Survival stuff,
like 15 feet off the groomed path. But anyway,
the perfectly manicured path.
But anyway, like, can you imagine like tripping over a body? Holy crap!
I would live stream that shit. I would hook that up real quick and be like,
"Oh, love.
What's up, guys? Ryan G here. Just found this dead body."
I don't think it was him. Oh, I haven't seen you in so long. Thank you so much for your help that you did with Bruna. I'm so thankful for that.
Oh, that's Valerie. Yeah,
yes,
thanks, Bruna.
Yes,
that's awesome.
She stepped in and helped out a bit. I know that's a very difficult job, so we're so thankful for you. Yeah, I'm so curious. They said like it was body remains. And
well, I'm confused because they said it's a skeleton.
Dental records. Now they're saying partial skeleton, partial skull, partial jaw, or no, partial teeth, whatever, dental. I'm confused, but I don't know what it is. But they're saying that it's
So
him,
do you think this kid and like his dad or whatever, they went out there and they were like, let's rip out a tooth. Well, let's cut off a finger. Let's leave it here. And
that's what I was wondering, but I don't know, because they also said partial skull. So I mean, if you're missing,
so they're committed,
missing some of your skull. So then the what I had read was maybe they were saying like, did he possibly shoot himself in the head? And that because apparently the skull is not easy to break. So unless there was an animal maybe or something, I don't know. But craziness.
That is crazy.
Craziness. So as much as I think that it wasn't him, I'm thinking.
I just think it's too like. So I don't know if this is true.
The whole thing was weird.
I don't know if this is true, but did like the parent? So the FBI are out there searching for this kid, right? They can't find him. They're spending billions of dollars trying to look for him.
Yeah, and then the dad says.
And then the dad says, "Hey, I'll help you," and the dad finds him right away.
Well, he says,
is that true?
There's an area that he frequents. Well, apparently. They had kind of combed over that area with cadaver dogs before, but the cadaver dogs couldn't smell him because he was underwater. So it was previously underwater, and then the rain had gone down and stuff, and now it wasn't underwater. However, they did find his like bag and journal, which was on dry ground. So how would they miss that the first time? So the whole thing is just sketchy. I do, I get so like, what's it called? I'm, whatever that word is, empathetic. I feel bad for the parents because, like, if they truly kind of didn't know stuff and and it just looks bad, because sometimes that's just what it is. Yeah. Sometimes it just looks bad, right? So if it's just looking bad for them and they really didn't know a whole lot and the son was just totally sketchy, came home, told them no, she stayed up there and, whatever it is, and they believed it, and they're just getting harassed. Like, and now they found they know their son is dead. They had to leave because people are like boycotting their house and stuff. And,
so let me back up.
If you play devil's advocate and you look at it from their side, and if they were, kind of not in the know of all of it, then it kind of stinks because they're victims too. They're not responsible for their son's actions because people are probably going to think I'm crazy, but
no, I think it's listen. If one of our kids did something like that, like, listen, man, it's hard to let your kid go to prison for the rest of their lives.
Right, but what if they're
I would turn them in.
What if they're swearing up and down though that they didn't do anything?
I agree. I get it. It's hard to see past
and
that. And
the lawyer is telling you, just keep your mouth quiet, just wait. And the son is saying, if my kids told me, like, Dad, Mom, I didn't do anything. Like, she stayed up there. I didn't do it. I would believe
But honestly, I would also be saying them, you're a real dumbass for leaving a young girl by herself.
But we don't know
even
they
if
didn't say that.
Even if you're fighting whatever,
but we don't know
just
that they didn't
there.
say that. Maybe they did say that to him.
Maybe they did.
And then he just goes off, or says, hey, I want to go spend, this is too much for me. I want to go hiking and spend some time in the woods. And that's what he normally did. And the parents were like, okay. And then all of a sudden he doesn't come back, and it just looks more suspicious for them. But there is a small possibility that they really didn't know anything, and they're kind of just caught in the middle of this. And there's still people to this day outside of their house.
Sure.
Screaming and chanting. Neighbors are coming out.
This is exactly what will happen if you ever use a firearm in self-defense.
I mean,
if the media gets any like little bit in there, right? If there's any way to trigger your shooting as a racist thing, as a gender thing, an LGBT thing, like they're going to really dive into it because that's their job. Mm-hmm. And there will be hundreds of protesters protesting your job, your business, whatever. Yeah. Which is why this, using a gun in self-defense has to be a really big deal.
And if it's somewhere where there's any kind of video, they're going to submit like the clip that's this big. That
sure,
just
2 seconds.
Yeah, that makes it look like, you're this animal. And that never goes away. It's like, then the full clip comes out, but nobody cares about the full clip. It's like they've already judged you and they've already made up their mind. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Ryan has wine, too. He told Paisley, you got 2 minutes. Get me a glass, too.
I don't know if I should drink when we do these because I'm having a hard time.
So this is going to be a real shit show.
This is not going the way I planned tonight to go, first of all.
And we're such lightweights that, that's all it's going to take.
Okay,
right?
so listen to this story. You ready?
Okay. What do we got?
You're louder tonight than normal. All right, so this guy killed his mother here in Tampa.
Oh, man.
So apparently the mom, so his grandfather died, left a bunch of money, left a house, and the mother, listen, he left it to his child, who is his mother, right?
Yeah, sure.
That kid, the grandson, is like pissed off that he didn't get a cut of the money. Ooh. So he kept telling the mom, you either give me some of the money or you're going to see what happens. So the mom was sitting at a bus stop, and that kid just came out of the bushes with a gun.
Was it in Tampa? Somebody said Michelle said I thought it was in Miami.
Let me look. Oh, Miami. So it is in Miami.
This is the effects of Ryan drinking wine already hitting him.
It's just like CNN. So you just say it with confidence. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be true. You just say it with confidence, and people will freaking believe you. Aliens have landed on the moon. The Earth is flat.
They're saying, "Let's go, Brandon."
Brandon must be their leader. Okay, so anyway.
So what did he do?
So he shot and killed the mom.
Oh.
He was shooting at the mom's friend who dropped her off at the bus stop, broke out her windows and stuff.
You're killing your own mother.
Over money.
Over money.
Right? But you know what? This kind of stuff like this happens a lot, especially when people win the lottery.
Yeah, there was that guy that won the lottery money, and then that girl dated it, or it was like his lawyer.
No, that was just down the street from us. So this guy won the lottery. You guys may remember this. Yeah, he won the lottery, but he didn't trust banks. Okay, so this guy thought it was a smarter idea. I'm not going to keep my money in a bank because I don't trust it. So I'm going to keep garbage bags full of tens of millions of dollars of cash.
It was a couple million
in my house. So the attorney that he hired decided, we're going to murder you and we're going to bury you in the backyard and pour concrete over the top of you. And then we're just going to take these bags of cash.
I don't know, Marcel, if that's considered Plant City. Is it considered Plant City? Because it's just down Highway 60.
Like Dover, Plant City. It's right on the border.
It's literally 5 minutes away from our house. And we pass by that guy's house all the time. And I'm like, oh, that's for the guy. So they buried him under a cement pad, right?
And they poured a cement pad over top of him, yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah, really crazy. So if you guys win the lottery.
Stupid idea, right?
Keep the money in a bank and.
His name was Abraham.
Accept the money in a business name and let your attorney go up and get to claim it for you. Never you, right?
Yeah, because you don't want people to know that you It's crazy because, even if you don't keep it in your house, right? They're watching you, and then they're like, okay, I'm going to, kidnap you or whatever, jump in your car with a gun, and then take you to the bank. And
you don't, you don't tell family members unless you already know that they can handle that much money, right?
I don't think I would tell anybody. We're not telling anybody. Yes, Katora, you can't even trust your husband or your lawyer. I can't trust. I'm not telling Ryan.
Everybody's going to know if I win the lottery because I'm going to have gold teeth and I have freaking spinners on my truck.
The thing is that what we've always been talking about is you just don't know who you're dealing with, right?
Yeah.
Just because they're a lawyer or something like that, it doesn't mean that
you
they're
don't
not
know their
greedy.
character.
Yeah, you don't know their character. It doesn't mean they're not greedy, and it's just craziness. Anyway.
So, Joe, I think it was a lot of money. It was like he won like $50 million after he paid taxes. Yeah. Like, it was tens of millions of dollars that he had inside of his house.
Ryan doesn't know. So, it was a couple million.
Shut up, I do know. He was like, I do know.
Prove it. Okay, so you're saying this kid, he got arrested right away, obviously.
He got arrested.
He's not a very good criminal either. Super sad. What else do you got?
I got lots of stuff.
That stuff really pisses me off.
Yeah, it's scary. It shows how divisive money can be, right? And how money, the love of money really is the root of all evil.
Yeah, it's not money that's the root of all evil, because people can do really great things with money.
Yeah.
But it's the love of money, that you would put that over your family, that you would kill somebody for it or something like that. That's what gets you in trouble.
Yeah.
Right?
I was listening to Kevin O'Leary talk the other day. He's one of those guys on Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful.
Kelly, good question. We're going to get to that next.
And he was talking about how, family members and stuff, because he has money, every time they go out to eat, none of the family members want to pay. They always expect him to pay. And how they always come to him and they're like, in this dire situation, I need money. And he's just like, listen, I can't really be around you. If you're only going to value me because of how much money I have, then I can't associate with you.
Thank you, Kelly. So this is Kelly Wilson. She said, I look beautiful. Just want to throw that in there.
Is that Lori's friend?
Yeah.
Kelly? Okay, cool.
Yeah, well, she's our friend, too. So she said, hey, guys, what are your thoughts on the Alec Baldwin situation? Let me tell you, super crazy. I feel really bad for him because, what?
Okay, go ahead. I don't feel bad for him.
It's a prop gun.
And?
That's what they do. They point it at people. A prop gun is different than
apparently not. Somebody freaking died.
I know, but listen, that's not his resposibility.
Anybody handling a firearm has a responsibility to be safe with that gun.
These are not firearm owners. They are not trained in firearm safety.
So whose fault is that?
It is the prop person who is in charge of using and getting the blanks and inserting the blanks. All these, they're set out on a table, and then they just grab them and they use them. And it's even said that the blanks are easily, Tiffany, you can tell the difference between the blank and the real one very easily.
Yeah.
So
anybody can.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have a bullet in it, right? So
this is the prop director's problem, not his. They're there just acting, Ryan. So they, just like he's done, they said he's, done this in 11 other movies that where he's been shooting and stuff like that. They have their props. They grab it. They're not trained to be like, okay, open up the gun.
So was it a live round?
Yes.
Was it a live round?
Yes.
We know that now?
Yes.
Okay.
So they are not trained. Take out the magazine, clear the gun, pop out all the blanks, look at them, make sure that they're actually blanks and that the prop director did their job. They're not trained to do that. He's not required to do that. His job is to come in and grab the firearm and do what he's supposed to do with it. And they do point it at each other. So, is this an issue that needs to be brought up? Probably, because now that this has happened once, history repeats itself. It can happen again. So maybe now anybody who is going to be handling a real firearm, because they use real firearms, that they should be properly trained in firearm safety. And
okay, so lots of people are saying that you're incorrect, Tiff. So what is Tiff incorrect about? What is Tiff incorrect about?
They're saying that it was the prop person. He was set up.
Yeah, listen, I think...
Well, you should be trained. No, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is right now, as of now, it's not protocol for them to be trained. So you can't blame somebody for doing their job.
It would be a big pain in the ass in a movie that every time you're about to do a scene, like they give you that gun and you're getting ready to go, to download the mag and be like, okay, yeah, they are all blanks, and then fucking
But do I think they should? Yes, because you're using a real firearm, and you're pointing it at people. So 100%. That should be part of your job. But what I'm saying is you can't blame someone if that's not part of protocol. That's like saying, I don't know. nobody's done it, right? So you're not expecting that to happen.
Yeah, but if you remember, if you guys watch like some of the behind the scenes footage of Will Smith in Suicide Squad, somebody, I don't know who it was, but they picked up a gun that was sitting on the table and they pointed it at Will Smith, and Will like immediately, right? Because he's a gun person.
Right.
Immediately grabbed the gun, was like, bro, don't point this shit at me. He did a safety inspection, was like, okay, the gun is unloaded, and then he handed it back to the guy and said, don't point this at me.
Oh, you're right, Joe. So he was that Joe? Wait. No. Dan the Man. You're right. That happened to Bruce Lee's son, didn't it?
Yeah. On the set of The Crow, right?
Now I remember. Yeah, that was, okay, so that was something different, but still the same thing. Now, tell me how I'm wrong, because, yes, he pulled the trigger, but you're supposed to pull a trigger on these prop guns, right? Because it's got the blank in there, and it's supposed to have the full effect of the firearm going off. So they don't, edit that in.
Yeah, have you heard this big conspiracy?
What's that?
I have a hard time believing this stuff, man, because people come up with all this crap, right?
Sure.
That, like, the woman that died is like married to a husband. The husband is like a lawyer who's going after the Clintons. So this is like another freaking Clinton thing. So listen to what Marcel says. There's a conspiracy with her husband, who is a lawyer at some firm. Blah blah blah. I didn't buy into it, but I think it led down to Epstein. And then somebody else said, Katura just said that the woman was getting ready to release a documentary on pedophilia in Hollywood.
Okay.
So listen, I think that stuff could potentially be true.
But let me ask you, is the theory that Alec Baldwin is involved and he did this on purpose? Or is it just that
somebody slipped it in?
He was the scapegoat.
Made him the fall guy.
Yeah, because, I don't know, but I thought that he was a pretty good guy. I never seen him in any kind of scandals like that. I've always liked Alec. I don't know. I don't know.
He's notoriously like anti-gun. Okay. I think he's a good actor, but he's notorious anti-gun.
So if he's anti-gun, then we definitely.
But he's filming movies with guns.
But we definitely know that now he's definitely anti-gun. No, but okay, I shouldn't have made a joke about that. Somebody died. I feel bad. I'm very sorry. If he's anti-gun, how can we expect him to know how to handle a firearm unless, and I know he's the director.
No, he's not.
He wasn't?
Apparently, he made a tweet that said, how does a cop accidentally shoot someone? Well, that shit didn't age properly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's as left as they come. You know what? Is it his brother then? Is it his brother? Because I know one of them is a Christian, and I've watched some things about it, and I like him. He has a brother.
Okay.
Maybe it's his brother that I like.
I don't know.
Can somebody help me out here? Forget about Kim. Is it Kim? Okay.
You're talking about Kim Jong-un.
No, I thought he was married to. Oh, Steven. Yes, Steven. His brother, Baldwin, Steven. Yeah. You know what? I'm mixing him up with his brother, Steven. His brother, Steven, is a very nice gentleman. So he's a Christian guy. I really like him. That's all I know about him. I like him.
Yeah, and Joe says he's a hothead with the media. I have seen him like.
I'm mixing him up.
He goes full Kanye on the media.
Yeah, I'm mixing him up with Steven. Because they look like identical, right?
No. How much wine have you had?
Gosh. Okay, I'm just going to be quiet. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 brothers. Yeah, and they all look the same, right? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they do. I don't know.
Let's get back on track here.
Anyway, I feel bad for the whole situation, and prayers for that lady and her family. Why is
I got a dope story. You ready for this?
Gosh.
You ready for this story? So we used to breed dogs. We got rid of it. It's because you're intoxicated, Tiffany.
No, it's hot in here. Like, legit, feel my stomach. Just feel it.
Yeah, it's like cold sweats.
I'm like totally wet. Ugh. Gross.
Sounds like I'm going to be having fun tonight.
Oh, shut up.
Okay, so we used to breed dogs, right? So when we'd have puppies to be ready to sell, we would post it online. People come to our house.
Right.
What would you do, Tiffany?
Oh, you're going to show the puppy thing.
So this lady has like French bulldogs, miniature French bulldogs or something crazy.
I would never. So that's the dog that Lady Gaga's dog walker got shot twice. Okay, and then they stole her dogs. I will never own one of those or anything to do with those dogs because there is such a hype about it.
Okay.
It's crazy. I haven't seen this video, though.
Okay. Can you imagine
and
that
after
shit?
frightening
Like,
video
what's that
here
lady
you'll only
thinking?
see on local 10 News. A homeowner fighting back and getting into a shootout with 3 dog robbers.
So what were...
The crooks claimed they wanted to buy the victim's expensive French bulldogs,
like
but that's when it all took a very scary and violent turn.
It was like a scene out of a movie, a gun battle over pricey exotic dogs. This woman, in fear for her and her girlfriend's life, is forced to fire after a group of young men start shooting at her. A bullet narrowly misses her head, and she ducks behind her car for cover.
We gotta knock on the door.
So
I know.
So that lady, she went full Taliban on those bad guys. She's like, "Ah, la, 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 la."
They were not expecting that.
Allah Akbar. Ah, la, la, la.
Stop it. Oh my gosh, you gotta stop. You look what he did. This is what's the matter with you. You finished it.
I am trying to figure out how I text Paisley to bring the bottle.
No.
Do you have that ability?
So Tom just said that next week we're going to be smoking weed. I actually think that we would be a hoot.
Oh, dude, it would be funny.
I think we would be a blast.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Back in the day, I was one funny lady. Let me tell you.
Okay, so is what that...
She hit
It's
nothing.
a dumb question. Yeah, she hit nothing, man. Like, it's a joke, right? But the fact that this lady even thinks that it's legal... they stole 2 dogs, so I get it. You're upset.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're
They
pissed.
stole 2 dogs. It's $8,000. That's like a big hit, right?
Right, yeah.
But you're like indiscriminately firing rounds into a neighborhood. You could, right? Like you could easily kill some kid playing Xbox.
Oh, my gosh.
It's insane. And I hope...
So was anybody hurt? That's my question.
I don't know. I haven't read that. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below.
Can you guys who have read the article, please let us know?
Should that woman go to jail and be prosecuted for the way that she was firing that gun just randomly into the air?
Okay, well, let me ask you this. You're not allowed to protect your animal, technically, right?
Unless
Florida
it's in the
law.
commission of a forcible felony.
Is that considered a forcible felony?
So, technically, this situation, yes.
Because the dogs are so expensive?
No. Because when they were in the house, the bad guy grabbed the dog and one of them pulled out a gun and put it to her head.
Okay, gotcha.
So in that moment, you have a full legal right to smoke those people.
Even though they're running away?
No. Once they leave the house, once the moment is over, they're not threatening you with the gun, in my opinion, you have to stop.
And that's what was happening.
And definitely, once they
were
exit
running.
the home, you do not have a right to run outside and go jihad mode on these people.
Okay, so kudos to you for having a firearm. But yeah, listen, if I lived across the street and all of a sudden I, saw someone like shooting in my house direction and I've got kids in there, like I am freaking pissed. I understand that you are upset. I understand you're losing money, but it happens to people every day.
Yeah.
Right? People get robbed every day. Somebody stole our puppies one time. I mean, it happens. But you can't just go shooting randomly into a neighborhood like that. If you're out in the boonies.
But it was in Miami, though, so it is pretty normal there.
But if it was out in the boonies, maybe I might give you a little bit more grace. But I'm thinking, listen, there's kids in the house next door, right across the street.
Yeah.
You could easily kill someone, and it's just not safe. And
But even out in the boonies,
you're out
that's...
$4,000, and let's just chalk it up to lesson learned. Change the way you do business in the future, and it is what it is. Hopefully you've got a camera. Maybe the police can catch these guys. Maybe you had communication beforehand of
No, they just showed up. That was also what was really strange about it, is these 3 dudes.
So they knew that she was, because that stuff happens. People call, this is what people do, okay? Hey, Craigslist ad or whatever. Hey, you got dogs for sale. Okay, I want to come see, right? I'm interested, but I want to come see. Where do you live? And then you give them your address, and they say they're going to be there at 2:00, and they don't show up at 2:00. But then they show up like 2-3 days later, and they just bombard you, or whatever it is. So now you don't know who it was, but that's all they do. Is they contact you, say they're really interested, they want to come. What's the address? You give them the address, and now boom, you are a target. So it's a dangerous game, and she knew that, and that's probably why she had a firearm. But you can't go shooting in the air or shooting at people. Whatever.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think it was absolutely wild.
She needs your book. Hey, Will, what's up? I'm excited that you're home with your wife. Yeah, she does need Ryan's book. Never trust Craigslist. Yeah, Gloria, I agree, but it's anywhere, right? I mean, you post on Facebook Marketplace. There were some guys that just posted like a screenshot. They had just an iPhone. It wasn't even a great iPhone. Like, it was probably like an iPhone 9 or 10 or whatever. Is there an iPhone 9?
Probably.
I don't know. And they set it up, and there was 2 guys there, and they robbed them. So, I mean, there's scumbags everywhere. It's just
over an iPhone, probably worth $100.
Yeah, like $200, and you're literally going to create do an armed robbery. I mean, how crazy is that? So, yep, people are crazy. You're right. She was adrenaline. Yeah, fear response. I 100% agree, Jay. But this is why we need to play these scenarios in our head. This is why Ryan's book is so good, right? Because he has all those different scenarios listed. What would you do in this situation? Why would you be correct or incorrect? What are your other options? He makes you think through these situations and trains your brain so that the next time that something like this, a story on the news comes up, you can replay what Ryan said in Ryan's voice. What would you do? Say it. What would you do?
Yeah, it's funny.
It's almost like that John, what's his name? That what would you do if guy? Everybody knows him. You know that guy?
No, I don't. I am
what
show. Would you do if. Oh,
no,
I know what you're talking
help
about.
Me.
Yeah, the
John,
Asian dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you got to tell me their race. I don't know who you're talking about.
So you can hear Ryan's voice when these situations happen, and then you can play it out in your head and be like, okay, this I would legally, this is what I'd want to do, but this is what I would legally be allowed to do. And then you kind of prepare yourself. Mary sent in a video the other day, and it was her friend or a friend of a friend that literally the guy kicked down her...
A friend of a friend that knows a guy that like works
kicked
with
down her door.
cousin.
No, kicked down her door in the middle of the night, and it was just her and her 2 kids there. Like holy smokes.
Yeah.
What do you do if you don't have a plan and you think you're just going to wake up out of a dead sleep and go into John Wick mode? No, it's not going to happen. You need to know. If I hear my door get kicked in the middle of the night, this happens a lot. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, grab my gun. I'm going to run, grab my kids, get them all in this bedroom, lock the door, sit on the floor, get ready, to shoot in position, call 911, let them know what is happening. And if that door opens,
dude,
I'm blasting. Right?
Somebody's kicking in my door in the middle of the night. I got a lot of shit to do. I got to get the GoPro on, turn it on, put it on my head. Got to grab my gun. Got to get the freaking lighting correct.
No, but for real. You have to know which kid bedroom you're going to go to first. You need to know how you're
I'm not going to a kid bedroom. You can do that shit.
Well, I'm just saying you have to have a plan, though. Yeah. You have to have a plan because you are not going to be able to think about that plan when it is actually happening. So please do that beforehand, not during. I have a bed gun. Probably not the best idea. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What does that mean, a bed gun? Like, of course you want to have a gun.
Yeah.
But listen, I think that's okay if you can protect your children from it.
Right.
So listen, man, if my kids don't live here anymore, then I'll probably just have a gun laying there because who cares at that point?
Yeah.
But with little kids here, I got to keep that gun secured because you just never, even though my kids are around guns a lot.
They are.
And frankly,
even if
even if I left a loaded gun sitting out, the kids would not touch it. Mm-hmm. I still don't leave one laying out.
Yeah. It's not, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So... she needs to learn how to shoot a weapon. Yes. Well, again, a lot of people just buy a gun and then they never
think
really...
That's because they watch... I literally had a woman one time, I said, have you ever shot a gun before? And she goes, no, like Call of Duty. I was like, that doesn't count.
No, we had a guy on our concealed carry group, and I think he's still there. He said, training is a waste of money. Why do you need training? A gun is so easy to operate. You pull it out, you point, and you shoot.
What's funny is, like, I had 10 different range sessions today with different people, and I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was the first woman. Her name was Joyce. So I was shooting with her, and she said, this isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be.
Right.
And I said, ma'am, it isn't. Like, movies create this perception in people's mind that you're just going to pick up the gun, you're just going to point it, and you're just going to shoot it. But in reality, the skill of shooting a firearm accurately at a target is really about 15 different sub-skills that once you master each sub-skill, together allows you to achieve an accurate hit on your target. So this is a lot more complicated than people think. And it takes training.
Somebody's asking me if it's my second or third glass of wine. Sadly, this is my first, and I think it was only up to about there. I'm
just wondering if you're gonna finish it or if I can have it.
I'm a lightweight.
Playing this game.
Okay, so I don't know how to say your name. You suck young. You suck young. You suck young. Okay, I heard they're not charging her. They said stand your ground. Yeah, I'm sure they're because they did.
The police can say that, but the prosecutor's who's gonna decide. And frankly, situations like this piss me off. If they don't prosecute her, it makes other gun owners feel like that kind of stuff is acceptable.
Right. Yeah.
Which bothers me.
Yeah.
Because it is not acceptable.
Yeah.
That is that situation is the definition of an irresponsible gun owner.
Right. I agree 100%. Yeah. And thank God nobody, died. And there wasn't anybody walking by, because I'm sure was it like the middle of the night? I don't think so. It was probably just.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God there was nobody just walking by. Totally.
But again,
crazy.
It's Miami, so they're used to it.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay. So
another question. Here's a question. Ready?
Okay, go.
So this question is from Eddie. It says, what is the proper way or best practice going into a gun range, bringing in your guns, ammo, and targets? You want to make sure, Eddie, that you have your firearm inside of a case, and that the firearm is unloaded. We were at the gun store the other day, and a guy just walked in with the gun in his hand.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
And right when he opened the door, he shoved the gun up into the air like this, and then he racked it.
Oh!
And the owner of the gun store, Wilfredo, he pulls his gun. Jenny pulls their gun.
Oh, my gosh.
They're pointing it, and they're like, drop it! Drop the gun! And the guy's like, what do you mean? I'm just here to shoot at the gun range. Like, you got to understand that we don't know who you are. I wasn't in the building, because if I was in the building and I would have seen this, I would have killed this person.
Yeah, because just reflex. I mean, you see somebody pull out a gun and rack it like that, know that that's not proper.
It is a race to who can pull the trigger first at that point.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So make sure, and listen, Kyle at Bunker.
Oh my gosh, yes, we have our first wedding. Marcel just said, ting, ting, let's get married. I think they would make a wonderful couple. Ting Tin, he's a really, really nice guy, and he's a good dad. I think you guys would be wonderful. We could have our first Tiffany and Ryan live wedding.
Is that a thing? Is that like a goal of ours? I didn't realize that was a goal.
Stop! I'll spit on you like a llama.
Okay.
It is a goal of mine, actually.
Is it?
It is.
We're starting a dating service here?
This would be great. Oh, yeah, for sure. 2A Lovers.
2alovers.com?
2alovers.com. That's my next business. Tell me if you guys want to do that.
2A dating service, 2alovers.com.
2alovers.com. Buy that URL. Quick, somebody's going to get it.
You guys would not believe how many URLs we own. It's in the hundreds.
Yeah, it is. It's
in the hundreds.
Sad.
I currently own...
GoDaddy makes a lot of money.
Just in case I ever decide to create my own marijuana strain, I currently own...
This is true.
iguanasunrise.com.
No, Sunshine. Iguana Sunshine.
And iguanasunshine.com.
Yeah.
Because that sounds like a dope marijuana strain.
And Ryan bought this like years ago.
Years ago.
Brother.
Me and my brother were drinking and we were like, dude, Iguana Sunrise, man. That would be like a cool marijuana name. And we're like, let's buy that shit real quick.
Ay. Okay, she's going to ban me now. Yeah. Did she respond? Did she turn you down? I didn't miss it. So do you guys, okay, yeah, they're saying no. They're saying no, Tiff, too much wine. Okay, we won't do the 2A Love Shack. What is it called? 2A Love Shack?
2A Love Shack. For quick hookups or long-term commitment. That's the catch thing.
Gosh, I love it. Okay, what's your next question? I'm going to get in trouble
Real
here.
drinkers train their kids to refill their glass as needed. So, Bob, let me tell you. When I was a kid, this is one of the reasons I don't speak to my dad anymore. When I was a kid, he used to make me refill his beer cup while he was driving. And I was not allowed for there to be any head, right? So while he was driving, I would have to open a beer.
And how old were you?
Like freaking 9, 10 and up, right?
Okay.
So refill his beer cup while he's driving, and he would be lit. Lit. And, like, as a kid, you don't understand that stuff is unacceptable.
Right, you just
But,
do
man.
it. Now you're like, oh.
Now I'm like, dude, you did so much, like, so dangerous stuff with little kids that it makes me not respect you, right?
I really agree, but at some point you're just gonna have to forgive him and move on. Anyway. Hi, Joey. Good to see you on tonight. Yeah, we're a little lit up, I guess.
Okay, I got another. Ready for this one? Oh, we already talked about that one. Got another question. Ready?
Okay. What's your question, Ryan?
This from Sarah. Shut up. Is it better to my concealed carry class with you than additional training, or the other way around? What's this question say? I feel like I had a stroke just reading this.
Okay, I know what they're asking because I handle customer service and I get this question a lot. What they want to know is it better for me to take my concealed carry class with you first and then take additional training, or should I take beginners training first, then do the concealed carry class? So I'm going to answer this because I answer this all the time anyway. I think the best thing to do, and this is what most of our students do, first they will sign up for the concealed carry class. And then, you kind of get a good understanding of basic firearm safety and firearm laws. And then you can submit your application to the state. And while you're waiting to get your concealed carry permit back, that's when you can schedule some extra range training with Ryan and, go through the beginner's guide to firearms and learn how to safely use your firearm. Or if you don't have a firearm yet, then that's why you especially want to do the beginner's guide to firearms, because you can try his first. Because how many people buy a gun, they go to the gun store, they buy a gun, and then they're like, they come to the range and they're like, I hate it.
Yeah, so the woman, Joyce today, she had a old revolver that belonged to her husband.
Okay.
But it was a revolver with a fixed firing pin.
Oh, okay.
So I shared with her, this is kind of unsafe for you to be using as home defense.
Right.
She shot a bunch of guns, and her issue is that she has very tiny hands.
Okay.
So, all of the guns are just way too big for her. She ended up liking the SIG P365, which was perfect.
Yeah.
And then before I left, she bought the P365 XL, and it was just a perfect gun. So just imagine, she could have wasted a ton of money, a ton, by going out and just buying a gun instead of actually shooting it and figuring out, I actually like this one.
Right. So what we do is, Ryan loves to do this because he gets to come home and be like, Tiff, there's a new gun and I have to have it for students to try. So Ryan buys all the most popular carry guns, right? The Glock 43X, the SIG 365, the Smith & Wesson Shield, the Springfield Hellcat, and he brings all those with him to our beginners classes, gun range classes. So you're able to use those firearms for free. And then you can see okay, I like this one, I don't like this one, instead of going to a range. Not because I also see a lot of people say just go to the range, rent some guns, and see which one you like. But they've never taken a safety course. That's not a good idea. It is very unsafe.
What really shocks me about guns is how many people casually think I'm just going to go pick up a gun and go to the range with zero professional training.
Okay, let me ask you this.
It shocks me.
Let me ask you this. Yeah, and going to the range is so damn scary just because of that. You pecker. Because there's so many people at the gun range that is unsafe. We don't even want to go. So listen to this. How many people here would agree that at 15 years old, you should just jump in a car with no training at all and get onto the freeway?
Yeah, makes sense.
Just jump onto the freeway. Start lane changing. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Run. Friggin' Frogger, right?
5 lanes at once.
5 lanes over. Nobody does that. But yet people think that it's okay to go to the gun range, rent a gun that you have no training with, and then just bring it on the firing range. Because you are not the person I want to be standing next to. You are flagging that gun. You are pointing the gun all kinds of places.
Today it was one of my groups. I think it was the last group. Maybe it was the first woman. I don't really remember. But there was 2 guys shooting.
Yeah.
And Willie, the range safety officer, I bet you, Tiffany, he went in there and told them, don't do this, don't do that, 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
And I finally said to the student, I was like, this is why I refuse to go to big gun ranges, especially on the weekend, especially on holidays, because there are too many stupid people with guns.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
It's very scary. So anyway, thank you so much, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
So Dan goes to the range all the time. He is so badass. But anyway, don't just rent a gun and go to the range. Please, just wait. Slow down. Slow your roll. That's what I always want to tell people with guns. Slow your roll. do some training or, book with Ryan. You can use his guns. He's going to show you how to do it safely. Anyway, that's my spiel for the day on gun safety. Okay, took my wife with me 2 trips to the range with about 3 to 4 guns, rented each time to find the right gun for your wife. Perfect, Raphael.
Yeah, smart.
You did the perfect thing because you allowed her to see what worked best for her instead of saying, like, there was a person on the group that was like, basically, what 45 should I get for my wife? And I'm like,
I love those people.
Why a 45? Let's let your, and she's never shot before.
Yeah, awesome.
Let's let your wife kind of ease into this, see what works best for her. Maybe a 45 is great for you, and that's awesome. But
so I don't know if I ever shared this story on the live or not, but I was there. I was at the gun range with a student, and another firearms instructor came in, and this guy had this little lady that was shooting, very first time shooting, never shot a gun before, and he had her shoot, first time shooting a gun, a 44 Magnum.
Oh, my Lord.
So I could hear him, because I'm using electronic hearing protection, I could hear him telling this lady this story, right? So she pulls the trigger. She's like wildly overwhelmed by the recoil and stuff. And she says, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. I'm leaving. So, what the hell are you thinking, man? What are you thinking? That makes 0 sense to ever have somebody fire a gun like that. Just like firing a 45. It makes no sense.
Yeah, and you really felt bad for her, though, because he was pretty aggressive.
That's a different guy, but he's like, he
Okay.
screams at his students and stuff. I'm like, bro, you are running a really crappy business if you're screaming at the people that paid you money to be here.
I know.
We had a student one time, he said he took a class, and then at the end I said, so how was it? Did we do everything, you were hoping to get from today?
I know
and he
exactly
said,
what you're going to say.
He said, I thought you were going to yell at me more. I said, why would I yell at you? And he goes, I don't know. I just was expecting you to scream at us. And I was like, that kind of defeats the purpose.
That is not what we do.
Not the goal for me to yell at you, man.
Yes, Will, we did talk about the Alec Baldwin thing, so if you missed it, you can just do the replay, because I think we covered it for like 10 minutes. Probably wrong on a lot of things, but hey, watch anyway.
We're just like CNN. We just make shit up.
We just make stuff up, and you guys keep coming back, so... Okay, why would you want to yell at your students? I know, but we see that happen
it's
lot,
just the perception that people have of gun owners. They perceive us as being very aggressive, very rude. If somebody makes a mistake, they perceive us as just screaming and yelling. My students make mistakes every time. But, they make mistakes every time.
Yeah, but we also, so a lot of people don't do this, right? So with our Beginner's Guide to Firearms, you watch an online safety course first where we cover a lot of things, including how to go to the range etiquette. So we actually paid professional actors to walk into the range and do things. So Ryan was able to film that.
You want to talk about people lying to me?
Lots of people don't even know that basic, right?
Yeah.
How to go to the proper range etiquette, stuff like that. So we have our students go through all this before they even come to the range. So that usually will help with, how many things they do that, maybe you shouldn't. What?
Yeah. So when we were like getting these professional actresses to be in this course, right? We posted on Facebook. We probably posted in the group. We need somebody to be an actress for this course. So this woman responds, and she's like, oh, I was a model. I'm a model, and I'm an actress, and whatever.
What are you saying?
Sends over sends over her headshots, and Tiffany's like, this is a very gorgeous young blonde woman. I don't know if I want this. And I was like, we already got an older woman. Let's get the younger woman too. So we're like, yes, let's get you, right? So she shows up at the range, and I'm like, yeah, you're 20 years older in this picture, ma'am. So this picture is not accurate anymore.
Which is fine. It's fine. She did a great job.
She did a great job, but just give me a real picture of what you look like. Not a picture of when you were 21.
The headshots were a little outdated. I will say that. But that's okay. She did a great job. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what Valerie said. Did you say that you didn't like the Smith & Wesson Shield? Is that what I'm reading? I don't know. I lost your comment. I just saw somebody else. Okay. Do you have another question or another video?
I have lots of questions. I have lots of stuff.
Okay, we got to get going. It's 7:54 here.
David says, my grandpa has a handgun he wants to give me, but he lives in North Carolina. I am going up there for Thanksgiving. Can I just bring the gun back with me?
Okay, wait. Before you answer this, I want to answer Bob Langmack
Because that makes sense.
Yes, it does. I want it because I'm going to lose it in the feed. He said, when I was at Shooter's World, a woman...
Why are you touching my arm like that?
I don't know.
Stop touching me.
When I was at Shooter's World, hot brass went down into her breastises. And she started dancing around, putting the gun. Let me tell you, women, the gun range is not a place to go looking cute and whatever it is.
It is hilarious how many women, young women, show up to my courses with a ton of cleavage. And listen, I get it. I get that you want to be cute. Cover it up.
Listen.
Because I don't want to get shot.
Yeah. And the rule of thumb is you cover as much skin as you possibly can, comfortably. Obviously, you don't need to be under a freaking blanket. But, I mean, if you have a long sleeve shirt or like this where the collar is up, that's perfect. Because you do not want, I just spit a little. You don't want hot brass falling because, let me tell you, it burns. It hurts.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be unsafe. And that is probably the number one mistake I see people do at the ranges. They're wearing flip-flops. They're not wearing their closed-toed shoes.
I can't tell you. Every time I have a woman show up like that, if I don't have like something to make them wear to cover up, man, it is stressful. Because the entire time it's like...
Because it's a huge possibility that hot brass is going to fly there. And then there's like, you have to grab her hands and it's a big thing and it's just very unsafe. Thank you so much, Sandy. We appreciate you. Okay, so now you go ahead and answer that question.
Ready for my question now?
Yes, I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Can I bring it back with me? The answer is probably not. So under federal law, you're only allowed to take possession of a handgun in a state that both people, the buyer and the seller, or the giver and the givee, has to both reside in that state. And then to the best of your knowledge, neither one of you are prohibited people. So if you don't get caught, it's not a big deal. But if you get caught, it is technically illegal. So the best thing to do is just have that gun shipped to an FFL. Use Bunker Depot if you live here in the Brandon, Tampa area, and they'll hook you up. So that's the legal way to do this. Which question?
Okay, Zach, that's much easier. Husung Wong, Zach Wong. Said his name is just Zach.
Yeah.
Much easier.
Much better.
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. I was trying
Don't you love it like when somebody, a telemarketer, calls and they're like, hello, my name is Ryan, or my name is Josh. And I'm like, bro, your name is not Josh.
Don't say that. Okay, when hot women show up, sell them a Tampa Carry shirt. Yeah, we might have to do that. I always feel bad, but...
I don't. Guys. I'm always worried about getting shot. Like, Tiff asked me the other day, do you ever get stressed when you're at the range with students?
It is stressful.
I am my blood pressure, I could feel it like bubbling because I know like one microsecond thing and somebody's dead or somebody is severely wounded, which is why I carry, when you guys go to the range with me, I have a brown bag and I have a trauma kit in it. Never had to use it, but man, it's there in case somebody does get hurt. I want to make sure I can at least keep them alive.
Okay, Caesar says, oh my God, she sounds like Roseanne. I love your videos. Well, that's good because you know what? I get that a lot. And I'm like, what? Because not a lot of people like Roseanne, but whatever. I'll take it as a compliment since you ended it with, I like your videos. So, accepted. Okay, guys, do you see this? Olight weapons light.
I didn't put the Olight picture up.
You didn't?
No, sorry.
Why did you do that?
Oh, no. Yeah, never mind. That was your fault. Never mind. I'm not taking
Olight
responsibility
weapons
for this.
light. We're going to give away in just a few minutes. So hang tight. Don't leave. I think we have one more question. Do we have one more question?
I do, yeah. Oh, no. This is this Marine. Did you see this?
Yeah, this is awesome.
This was awesome.
This is so awesome.
At a gas station, buying some dip.
Okay, this is me in my head, I have to say.
I have a better question.
Dude.
Like, I'm thinking, like, I'm going to do, like, a quick sweep like this.
Like freaking ninja chop this guy.
No, like I'm coming across like this.
That guy just got finished.
And he's going down, and I'm going to stomp him.
He just finished watching the John Wick trilogy, and he's like, oh, motherfucker, you picked the wrong day.
I feel like I could do this.
I have a better question.
I really do.
What?
I feel like I could do this. I think I should practice on you one day. Just to see.
No,
like, I think I can do the sweep kick.
That's what they're for.
I'm really good at the sweep kick, like I'm super fast, and I just like, poof, sweep kick down. I do it to the kids all the time. When they're like, Mom, I can take you. I'm like, okay, let's go. It's so fun because they haven't figured out how to.
And you freaking hit them with the chair or something?
No, they have not figured out how to get past like the sweep kick, right? And I'm just so fast they can't handle it. I'm like fast, Ryan, like lightning. I feel like Bruce Lee was my dad.
You know, Jackson's teacher already thinks we abuse him.
Oh my gosh! Listen what Jackson did. This is not funny. Okay, do you know like a suction cup?
Yeah, they're not stupid, Tiffany. They know what a suction cup is.
No. Like a bow and arrow suction cup, right? So it's a toy. And he sticks the suction cup to his
forehead, and then he pulls it off.
And pulls it off. Well, he creates like a hickey on his forehead.
It's like a little bruise, yeah.
And then he goes to school, and his teacher's like asking him, you know, what happened to your forehead? Well, he doesn't know because he doesn't realize that he did that. He has no idea. And
so she's like, are
she
your
writes
mom
a
and
note
dad
in his
hitting
agenda,
you?
like, Jackson has a, you know, large bruise on his forehead. I asked him what it was from, and he said he doesn't know. And I'm thinking, you little turd. So I said, like, I wrote a note. I'm like, I'm so sorry. He has a suction cup bow and arrow, and he was sticking it to his head.
Did you write that in the thing?
Yes.
What would have been funnier is that was the last time he'll mouth off to his mom.
Oh, gosh, no. No, I'm not saying that. Guys, you can't Olight yet. I never released it yet. I never said to say the Olight. Okay. They just want to do the Olight. They don't want to hear us talk anymore. They just want to do the drawing, get this crap over with, and get to bed. Is that what you guys want? Fine.
Pretty much.
We're gonna give it to you then.
So this Olight was provided to us by Kyle and Jason at Bunker Depot.
The Bunker Depot.
Check out Bunker Depot. It's awesome.
Yes.
It's in Seffner.
Yeah, it's not far.
Commonly known as Meffner.
It's not far even for if you live in Tampa. It's not far. And hey, if you just want to go for a drive, there's nothing funner than to take the wife, if she'll go with you, for a drive and go check out a gun store and then go for lunch.
Hungry Howie's right next door.
No, we're not going to Hungry Howie's. Are you kidding me? Please.
Okay. Wow.
If you take me to Hungry Howie's.
Freaking Little Miss Princess over here.
No, I'm not doing Hungry Howie's, Ryan. Are you kidding me? Okay, I fit it in the box. Okay, you will get this Olight in the box properly because I was able to get it back in there.
Okay, before you give away that, let's deal with Tim's question. He says, Ryan and Tiffany, quick question. Number one, Tim, if you want me to answer shit, leave Tiffany's name out of this. I took the online class and still need to do the live fire. Does that live fire expire? Not with us.
No.
So
it's been a month or so. Oh, gosh, Tim, you're fine. So this is what I tell people. I say you have a year to schedule the live fire, but we don't just take your money and run after the year. I just say rewatch the course, okay?
Because stuff might have changed.
Yeah, stuff might have changed. And I suggest that anyway. If you just did it a month ago, you probably just did the 30-minute kind of online class. If you log into your account at tampacarry.com, then you can watch that full version class. It's an hour and a half. It's got lots of information, plus the 5 bonuses: how to travel with your firearm in Florida, what to do, or when to use your firearm in home defense, concealed carry mindset, the biggest mistakes after the trigger is pulled. There is so much helpful information in there. People skip over that, but I always say
stupid people skip over.
There's a couple hours worth of stuff, and it is phenomenal, all professionally filmed. So I just suggest that you do.
Same guy that edits my OnlyFans page edits all these videos.
But anyway, Tim, so it doesn't expire. Worst case scenario, if it's after a year, I'm gonna shoot you an email and say, can you rewatch the video first before you come in, just so that you're up to date on the laws. Okay, if you want the Olight, man, how do I talk so fast?
Because you're intoxicated.
I feel.
Will says, officer, I'm not intoxicated.
Look, I only poured this much in my glass, and I still have this much left, and he stole some of it. So I'm not that bad, you guys.
Okay, next week we'll have the bottle in the room. That's when things will get real spicy.
We said, how many of you want to do an after dark?
Like where it's just no freaking rules.
There's no rules.
Like even with this live stream, I do try to control myself.
There's no rules, and we turn off the lights, so it really is dark.
Yeah, you guys post in the comments if you want us to do it one time after dark.
We can do it, yeah.
Yeah, it would be really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we should do that, because I don't think anybody's ever really seen us like completely unleashed. We would have to probably do it on a different page.
Like Joe Yeager has seen and Craig from Orlando Carry.
They haven't seen it. No.
I've said some pretty wild shit with them.
I don't think they've seen it. Okay, if you want the Olight, go ahead and no lights after dark. Exactly. If you want the Olight, go ahead and comment Olight, please. And we will get this shit. What?
Did you reach for something and forget what you were getting?
No, I thought you had a book there. I was going to.
I don't. We can give away a book.
I was going to ship a book. Okay, so we're going to do an Olight and we're going to do a book. So comment book, comment Olight. I will not pick you for the Olight if you commented book, and I will not.
Did you already pick
for the
Olight?
book. No, but you could. They can do both at the same time, Ryan. They can handle commenting book and Olight, and then I'll just pick one of each. Okay.
So today I was at the range, and this dude, he came up, and he's like, you know how like people, they stare at me for a bit, right? And I could tell what's processing in their mind, right? He's looking at me, and he like won't go away, right? And he goes, do you have a YouTube channel? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, I've watched a lot of your videos. I was like, okay. Can we make this more awkward, man?
Pretty funny.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
All right. Okay, book. Nobody wants your book.
Awesome.
I can't even pick someone for your book. Okay, no, wait. Somebody did. Somebody wants their book. I see a couple books. All right. Dan Brichetto. Is that how you say your last name?
Nobody cares.
Brichetto.
Get an easier name.
Brichetto. Okay, you won the Olight. Send me an email to. Come on, do it, Ryan. Oh my gosh. Okay, send it to
reactions.
winner at tampacarry.com. Okay, now we got to pick someone for the book. Again, it's hard to find somebody that wants your book, Ryan.
Because everybody's got my book already.
Okay, Will, don't you have Ryan's book yet? Let me know. Will, just send me an email. He sends me an email like every day anyway.
Oh, he's one of those people?
Will, yeah, I like it. I like
Will's
emails.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
I do. I don't respond to half of them because I just don't have the time, but I always peek at them and I always look at them. Okay, so Will, send me an email. If you don't have his book, I'll send you his book.
Oh, Will, says no. Okay, yeah, send Will the book.
Will, I'll send you the book because even though you're not in Florida, you'll still like it. Okay, so I need to get a book here. Here we go. We are going to go for...
Will A. Yeah, Will A is who she's talking to.
Shane Souza. Shane Souza. You just won Ryan's book. Shane Souza. Don't throw it away. Please read it. Sorry.
Whatever.
Okay,
Listen, I told the class the other day,
but
there's a woman here in Tampa who her trial just started this last week. So she shot her husband in what she thought was self-defense.
Right.
She shot him. She will go to prison for the next 20 to 30 years, based on what I know, because she did not understand that you are not allowed to shoot your husband in that situation.
Not if they get the right jury.
Whatever, man.
If they get the right jury.
What she did was freaking illegal.
What I agree.
This book, listen, man, this book contains the secrets.
Yeah.
This is the clearest, easiest path for somebody to understand Florida law that exists.
Will Velez. The guy that's in Qatar that just got home. That's who I was talking about. Well, somebody said which Will.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't matter.
So, yes, I agree. Everybody should definitely have the book. And for those of you that are holding out, because some of you are holding out, it's getting the end of the year. Some of you are holding out for the 2022. But
only 5 paragraphs changed.
5 paragraphs changed. And what we're going to do this year, because there was so little changes, what we're going to do this year is we're going to have a page on the website that you can just go to and you can see what those changes are. Because there wasn't a lot.
There's not enough to tell you guys to rebuy it. I'd love for you to rebuy it.
Yeah.
But there's not enough to tell you that you have to.
You can still rebuy it for the new cover. It's a very nice cover. But we're just going to have a page. So all of you that have already read the book, we have you all in our system, or purchased the 2021 book, you're in our system and you can just have access to what those law changes are. But if you're holding out for that, don't hold out for that. Just buy the book.
Yeah, Aaron, there's a link inside of the description, wherever you're at. Facebook, I guess you're on. There's a link there.
FloridaConcealedCarryLaw.com. Super easy.
Easy.
Yeah, but it's $20 and I will ship it to you.
So, Katora,
what?
Let's talk about this. She said, are you both on the cover? So, I really wanted Tiffany to be on the cover of the book. So, listen, I write the books, but I have terrible spelling, grammar. I don't always tell stories in a great way. So, I write the stuff. I give it to Tiff. Tiff reads it, rewrites some things, and tries to make it, easier to understand. And then we have our editor, who's an attorney, read it and edit it. So anyway, Tiffany is just as much a part of this business as I am. So I wanted her to be on the cover. Man, we posted this cover picture on Facebook to get people's reactions. And it's me standing there looking at the camera. Tiff's like looking at me.
They're just like this. You're looking ahead and I'm looking at you.
These petty ass women.
No, stop. It wasn't all
petty. Oh, it's men too?
Well.
Then you're little bitches.
Stop.
I'm just going to say. So you're little pansies. But they're saying like, why are you looking at the man? Women are just...
Yeah, and like he should be looking at you. And, they had their reasons. I didn't see any... I didn't look into it that far. I was like, I'm looking at my husband because I love my husband and I admire him. And I was just looking at him, frankly.
Dude.
And I you know what? My favorite comment ever on that picture of us is a guy on... I think it was on Instagram said... Get yourself a woman that looks at you like she looks at Tampa Carey. And it was the cutest thing ever. And I do. I look at you with a lot of admiration. I love you. I respect you. But you also look at me the same way, I feel.
Sure. Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Nothing.
So anyway.
What was just interesting is how many, it was a lot of negative comments, just a lot of weird stuff.
Just that, yeah. And that I was looking at you.
So I told Tiffany, I said, F all these women. Put you on the cover. I don't care what any of them think. And just forget them. Yeah. And but Tiffany was too stressed about it, so she removed herself from the cover.
Because I'm the one that deals with customer service and comments and stuff, so I didn't want to continually get like, why are you looking at him and he's not looking at you, or why are you looking to him for protection? Somebody said like you should. It was none of that. It was literally we were doing a photo shoot and she was like, okay, now you look at me and you look at him, and we were just following orders.
Yeah, we did like 1,000 variations. But looking at her, and it was just...
that picture's like our favorite. Yeah. So it's, our business.
So hopefully I'll be able to convince her to use that picture at some point in the future. But it was just so much negative stuff that...
So I removed me, and now it is just the Ryan G on the cover, and I'm thankful for that. So anyway...
Yeah, you're right, David. It was high school stuff. Like, as Tiffany's telling me about the comments, I'm just thinking, do you really have this much time in your life to think of this elaborate feminism scenario that you're depicting in this comment? It was just crazy to me. It was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Plus... He is a lot taller. Yes, he is. I definitely have to look up to them. Okay. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. I don't know what is going on. The air is on, but I am dripping sweat down my back.
Okay, so we got to get Tiff off of here.
So we got to get me off of here so I can go cool down.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. Have a great night.
Wait a minute. If you're the winner, make sure you email us to winner@tampacarey.com. All right, guys? We love you.
And if you want to see us take shots at tequila next week, comment below.
See you next week.